Good morning, everybody. It's January 11th, 2025. Wonderful here in Florida, a little chilly. A sweet old lady telephoned St. Joseph's Hospital. She timidly asked, "Is it possible to speak to someone who can tell me how a patient is doing?" The operator said, "I can. What's the name and room number?" The little old way, the little old lady, in her weak voice, said, "Norma Findlay in room 302." The operator replied, "Let me place you on hold while I check with the nurse." After a few minutes, the operator returned to the phone and said, "Oh, I have good news. Her nurse just told me that Norma is doing very well. Her blood pressure is fine. Her blood work just came back as normal, and her physician, Dr. Cohen, has scheduled her for a discharge on Tuesday." The little old lady said, "Thank you. That's wonderful. I was so worried." "God bless you." The operator replied, "You're more than welcome. Is Norma your daughter?" The little old lady said, "No, I'm Norma Findlay in 302. No one tells me anything here." Okay. Uh, on Wednesday of this week, Channel 13 News came to the refurb shop and they wanted to do a short vignette about us. The lady came in and she went through, she ran around the refurb shop, talked to each of us, was recording everything, and then left. The next night on Channel 13 News, this came up. If I can get it to work, hopefully. Can you hear that? No, wait a minute, wait a minute. I gotta stop it.
That's the way all.
Gotta share my screen. Come on. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. This is the announcers at Channel 13 News, and they just said everybody has a laptop sitting around.
Group in Sarasota makes those laptops good as new.
We don't hear her speaking.
You don't hear anything?
Yeah, no
Thank
sound.
you.
We heard the first few words and then nothing.
Okay. I didn't click a right button, so let me do this. Technology's awful. Come on. You got to put up with an advertisement here. You can hear me?
Yes.
We can,
Hey, someone's looking confident.
She used her
yes.
credit card to get a little glow up.
What's a glow up?
What's a credit card?
Flexible financing for cosmetic treatments with Care Credit.
Do you have an old computer or laptop sitting around collecting dust?
Don't we all?
And sometimes you don't know what to do with them.
Well, a group in Sarasota makes those laptops good as new. And as Fox 13's Kimberly Quizon reports, they could use your donation.
Oh my God. Inundated.
Inside this room.
We've got a lot of computers that are donated, really would be sitting in someone's shelf or in somebody's closet.
Gives a second life to older, outdated laptops and desktops.
We work with every brand of computers. If we can't use it, we scrap it, but we take out the memory, we take out the hard disk, things that we can reuse.
There are about 10 volunteers who come into the building off Sawyer Road on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the Sarasota Technology Users Group. Each has their own reason for volunteering.
It's good exercise for the mind because everything is different.
To take something that was going to go in the trash and save it.
Dr. Sal Lowett views it as his own social club.
I'm 90 years old, and to feel useful is the most important thing in my life.
All agree there is one reason why they volunteer here.
I have fixed 570 computers, which are given to people who can't pay for them.
Since 2002, the refurb group has been able to fix up more than 22,000 computers and give them at no charge to those who can't afford one. They've helped students, families, and countless nonprofits from Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte, and DeSoto counties.
The feeling when somebody arrives and they ask, how much do we owe? And we say, nothing. And they almost cried going out the door.
And their work never ends.
It makes me feel good because we're providing them to kids, to students, to people that just, they need to be online. Everybody needs to be online now.
In Sarasota County, Kimberly Quizon, Fox 13 News.
You can find the information to the refurb group on our website. They're always looking for donations. On the weekends, they also host free classes for things like Windows.
You know, we watched this on Texas, local Fox News in Texas.
Yep.
That was great. You're going to be really busy now.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you're going to really get all kinds of action.
It actually showed up on national news.
Really?
The door to more home buyers.
Wait a minute.
Hyper target home buyers in your area down to the zip. Learn how Flex data-driven ad solutions can drive home buyers to your real estate.
There we go.
What level of national? What do you mean by that?
There's a program on Fox, Fox News Channel. It's called 5 at 5, and it's a round panel. And they go around and they talk about points of interest around the country. And one of the commentators used that a clip from that film for his points of interest.
It'll be
So, yeah.
interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the reaction both in demand and in supply.
Yep, it will.
They're going to need a bigger facility.
Well, we'd like one to hold the computers we need to give out.
Wow.
And more funding coming.
Yeah, financially we could use some help too. So
Yeah,
what am I doing here?
We rent that space that the refurb is in. So if anybody has extra space in Sarasota, we'd love it.
Let me what apps are using your camera? We talked about the camera last week.
You see a black screen.
I know. I haven't put anything on it yet.
Okay.
Okay. And it's interesting to know if you have multiple apps on your iPhone or iPad, are those apps capable of being used by other applications? For example, your camera and your microphone. And the answer to that question is yes. And if you'd like to see which ones are using it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a couple of apps on my phone that use, let's say, QR reader. So I just opened the QR reader app, and I use the scanner app. So I just opened that one as well. So now I've got two apps that are using the camera. And in a minute, I'll show you how you can control or allow or disallow those apps from using your computer. But for right now, I'm just going to go and I'm going to bring down just a minute. Did it work? Of course not. Got those two apps running, right? That one's using the camera. And let's see if we can get this one to use the camera as well. It's giving me a demo. Okay, so now that one's using the camera. And what I should be able to do, and if it doesn't work, well, you should be able to bring up the control center like I just did. Here's the control center. And right here at the top, it has a Scanner Pro. And if I tap that little arrow, it says you have the Scanner Pro and camera app are using your camera. And that's coming to you courtesy of privacy. If you want to control the applications that are using your camera, and we all can do this one, if you go to settings, and I'll go to settings on both my iPhone and my iPad, and you scroll down in the settings menu to where it says privacy and security. And you scroll down the apps list to where it says camera. Let me go privacy and security on my iPad, and I'm scrolling down the list to where it says camera, and I tap camera. And it says on my iPad, I have all these apps on my iPad that can use the camera. Hopefully you don't have that many. I've got 43 here on the iPhone. And if you want to control that, you say, gee, I don't want Gmail, let's call it Dropbox, to have access to my camera. I just tap it, and now it cannot use the camera.
Where are you on the iPhone?
I'm on settings,
Right?
privacy, and security.
Yes, and then?
Pardon me?
Then what's next after that?
If you go to privacy and security, you scroll down the privacy and security menu, and you're looking for camera. And when you find camera, you tap it.
Okay. Thank you.
So if you're a person who wants to be sure your privacy, you turn all of them off. Now, they're not going to be using your camera unless you open the app. And this is a, by the way, the microphone works the same way. If you have a microphone, which you do on your iPhone, and you scroll down to where it says microphone, these apps would like to use your microphone. So when I open Microsoft Word, I can actually speak. And it does, I can do voice to text in Word, for example. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the tip of the day on camera.
But why would you want to turn any of them off anyway?
Pardon me?
Why would you want to turn any of them off?
You wouldn't unless you say, I don't want to have them ever getting to my camera. So when you open the app, it doesn't automatically get able to get to the camera.
Bill, could you clarify camera? Do you mean taking pictures camera or like a video that I mean, like we're on a video right now. So if I shut off.
I understand. It's the cameras on what we talked about last week, the cameras on your iPhone or iPad.
Okay.
The ones, the front facing one and the ones you might have in the back, however number you might have.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Yeah.
Bill, if I just have one, as in Zoom on my camera, what am I giving up that I don't have anything else? I mean, is there an advantage to having all of your 43?
You don't have any of those apps. In other words, if you look at my iPad there, let's see, you don't have the Hangouts app or the Google Translate app or the why does Google Translate have to have my camera? I don't know, so I'll turn it off.
Okay. I mean, I have things like heart rate and that sort of thing, but I see what you're talking about. All right, thank you. I see. Got it.
Now, I don't know why heart rate needs it, but okay.
Bill, the Google Translate, if you put your camera on foreign language.
Gotcha. Yep, you're right. So I'll turn it back on.
Yeah, I think that's especially when you're traveling. Yeah.
Yep. But Anna just gave you a reason why they need to use the camera, because it's taking a picture of a sign or something you're going by and will translate it from that language to another language.
Yeah, especially when you're traveling.
Yep.
Why do they need QR code, QR reader, QR scanner, and then scan QR code is the only one I have that's off? Why so many, and why do I need them on or off?
Well, scan QR code needs to have your camera to take a picture of the QR code you want to scan, for example.
Well, scan QR code is off, so that should be on. But what's the difference between QR code, QR reader, and QR scanner?
They're all three the same. They're different applications that do the same thing.
So I should have every one of those turned on.
Probably, if you're ever going to use it.
Bill, that QR scan thing, is that an app that one puts on from the App Store?
Yes, that's one app you added to your device from the App Store.
And is there a choice of, because I'm going to need to do a QR code thingy. Do I need to, are there different choices, or is there just one basic one or one that you can recommend?
The QR reader is the one I use mostly.
QR reader. Okay, thank you.
I think, let me...
What does it look like? Sorry, I'm off topic here, but I'll need it later on. Okay, with the red line through it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
The iPhone can do it now too. You don't
Right.
need a separate app anymore.
That's correct. The iPhone does it by itself now.
Oh, okay, good to know. Even an older model iPhone?
Depends on the operating system, which one you can get on it. It may not, depending if it's, I'm not sure where they introduced that capability.
And if it doesn't do it, then I need to get the app that's a QR reader.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Assuming that that app is for your operating system.
Diane, what the operating system capability to read that's the camera app to read a QR code. They added that in one version of the operating system that Apple provides, and I'm not sure where they did that in the sequence.
I don't know either. I don't remember.
Yeah. So, but the QR reader has been on my phone for 10 years probably.
But in the Apple Store, what they're offering now in the Apple Store may be for a newer version, a newer iOS.
True, you may not be able to download it. That's a good point. So you need to check that out. And that's a good point for everybody to know about. As the operating systems expand or get announced, and they add new features and more new features, and as they're upgrading the operating system, many of the applications update their applications to keep up with the application, the operating system on your phone, and they won't work with older versions of the operating system. So if you have an older version of the operating system, you might want to try downloading the app just to make sure it will work.
What do you consider an older system? Where is that age break?
It's relative. It's hard to tell. And when you talk about application to application,
okay.
Many applications still work after 10 years, and many don't. So you actually have to download it or see if you can download it and try it.
It will tell you, what operating system it's for.
It does? Okay. Diane, nice to have you on board. All right. Well, let's talk about photos today. If everybody opens the photo app on your device, whatever device you might have, if you have an iPad, tap the upper left-hand corner of the iPad so you get the panel on the left side of your screen. If you type it once and it disappears, tap it again so it reappears. Okay. When you look at your screen, the first thing you see is the library of photos you have. And they're just all your photos, all of them, right? And they're there chronologically. So the ones at the bottom are the ones you just took, are the most recent ones you've taken. And let's just cover a little more of this. If you scroll your pictures on your iPhone, and you'll see an X at the bottom, tap the X. On the iPad, just scrolling up comes up recent days photos, and it actually shows you some pictures you've taken at various times as you go back through time. So if I go here and I go to December 25th, here's the pictures I took when my family was here.
Bill, when I go to photos, I get media types, utilities, and customized.
You're too far down the list here. You're clear down to many medium types. Is this your iPhone or iPad?
iPhone.
Yeah, scroll up. In other words, get clear to the top.
I'm in a library. I don't know why that is.
That's where you want to be, library.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I have something called albums, and we'll talk about albums. And then we have people and pets. And we'll talk a little bit about that one as well. We'll talk about favorites. So they've organized your pictures for you. Many people say, well, I got 30,000 pictures and they're not, I got to organize them. Well, how do you want to organize them? You want to organize them by day, by location? We'll talk about all that. There's one that Kathleen just mentioned. I have favorites, hidden, recently, and duplicates. Ooh, I got 13 duplicates. And then I have albums, shared albums. So that's on the iPhone. On the iPad, you have photos, you have days, you have people and pets. If you could just go down, you have memories. That's the different days that they put out there for you. They've organized them. You might want to look at it that way. Or trips, and that's by location. More like your favorite pictures.
Bill, I'm still scrolling up trying to find what you look at, the albums, people and pets and all of that. I started.
I'm not sure what version of the operating system you have.
I downloaded the most recent one.
Okay, you should be able to hit the X at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, okay. That one. Thank you. I missed that part. Thank you. Worked.
Okay. And then you have favorites, recently saved, maps. Look at that on maps. Just go to there once, right? Where is it on your iPad here? I can't even find maps on the iPhone, I mean. There it is.
I don't see that.
It's under pinned. It's under pinned collections, and it says maps. If you tap maps, look at that. It organized all my pictures by where they were taken.
Help section of your Alexa app.
Now, a guy named Jim introduced me to this feature about 10 years ago. And he went over here to Africa, and he tapped in Africa where he had taken a picture of him talking to gorillas. Okay. But there they are. And if I tap up here, let's go to the one up here in Canada. If I tap that one, it shows me it's Seattle, Washington, right? But if I had tapped here in San Jose, well, let me spread that apart. There's 327 in San Jose. And if I start zeroing in, it starts breaking it apart by location the pictures were taken. And the further you go out, so I can get right down to the street where I took a picture.
How do you get to that map feature now?
Oh, you just start and expand the map.
How do you get to the map though?
Oh, on the iPad, you tap Maps. On the iPhone, good point, Jim. It says pinned collections on the iPhone, and it's one of those pinned collections. It's called Maps.
Pinned collections.
Okay. It's right below people and pets.
How about trips? Not trips, no.
No, above trips. It should be between trips and it should be between trips and
And I see pinned, yes.
people and pets.
Okay, I see pinned now, yeah. Okay.
Got it?
And it sees them, I see the map, yeah. Okay, yes.
Okay.
When I scrolled over to Europe and went to Latvia, there were no pictures. And so I knew that I've taken pictures there. So I tapped on it, and then the little box came up showing I had done 134 photos. So sometimes it just doesn't show the camera box on the place, on the location, until you tap on it, knowing that you've been there.
Yep.
Especially on the iPhone when the map is so small.
Yeah. And what you have to make sure of is you have location services turned on for your photos.
Okay, where do we find that? Hang on.
Ah, good point.
Yep, that would help.
Again, we're going to go back to where it's all about security with Apple. So if we go back to settings, so I went back to settings on my phone, and you scroll down to privacy or privacy and security. You tap that, and then it says location services at the top.
Yep.
You tap that, and then you find in the list, you find camera. Oops, alphabetic order. And you say it's on while using.
Yes.
And so therefore, your phone knows where it is because it has GPS capability. So it's collecting from the satellites where it is at all times. And if you decide to share that with your camera, the phone says, okay, whenever you use the camera, I will tag the picture with its global coordinates.
Can you tell me on the iPad, because I'm doing that on my iPad, privacy and security, and then camera.
Yep, should be the same.
And I don't see that while using.
Let me get there.
Yep.
Privacy and security here. Location services, camera. You tap it, and it'll give you it'll say never, ask every time, or while using.
Well, when I'm in privacy and security, hit camera, and I've got Google Translate, Messenger, Skype, iPad, but not location services. Never mind. I'll ask you on Monday.
I think you went the wrong place.
Privacy and security.
No, you go to privacy and security, and then you tap location services next.
Oh, okay. Hold on. That's when I was going to camera. Wrong place. And then camera while using.
And camera.
Yeah, it's that location services step I missed. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Not okay. I don't find location services.
Okay. Go to now, and you're going to location. You want to know how? Anne is wanting to make sure that when she takes a picture, it saves the global coordinates where the picture was taken with the picture. It's called metadata. So it saves it with the picture. So she's saying, gee, if you go to settings, right? So you're in the settings menu and you scroll down to privacy and security. You with me, Ann?
I'm with you.
Okay. And then you tap where it says location services.
Okay.
Right. And here's a list of all the applications that would like to save the global coordinates where it is. And you scroll down there to where it says camera.
Right.
And what's it say?
Well, using.
All right. And she's now confirmed that whenever she takes a picture, where it's taken will be saved in the metadata for the picture. By the way, the metadata is the different settings you had on your camera, the date, and the location is all saved in something called metadata and stored with your picture. Okay.
Thank you.
Back to photos. All right. Did all of you do the assignment and collected a bunch of pictures? By the way, before we go there, you'll notice that there are all kinds of different things already set up for you, right? So if you wanted to check trips, for example, there was my trip to Seattle and Juneau, right? There's this trip to SeaWorld. Ponce Inlet, right? When I went to Pennsylvania a few years ago. Right? So it puts stuff together in albums for you automatically.
Bill, I got lost somewhere. How do I get back here again?
Well, I'm back to photos.
Right.
Okay.
I click on photos and I get something that says utilities, media type.
Yeah, you're clear down here.
Oh, I see.
All right. So scroll back to the top. And so now you say, gee, I'd like to make an album for myself of a few things. And the technique to do that, I'm going to cover on my iPhone first, and you just watch as I do it. And then I'll do it with you again when we get there. I have all those pictures. You see all the pictures of eagles that I took last time? Oh,
yep.
Let me get these pictures. I took my my family up to a place called iFly. And iFly is a place where you do indoor skydiving. And they have a great big fan in it and a tube about 20 feet in diameter that blows. And what you do is this. Okay. Now you see this person floating?
Yep.
And there's a guide in there to help you. And eventually he gets you to stabilize and he lets go of you and you can actually float. And it simulates diving out of a plane. Well, anyway, I took them up there. And let's say I wanted to create an album called iFly, which had those pictures in it. And in order to do that, I have to tell the iPhone what pictures I'd like to do that with. Now, remember, you're just watching right now. I tap select, and I would select those pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,  11, 12, 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. And wait a minute. I just untapped a bunch. Then there's a couple down here of them pretending to fly for real. Okay. I say, okay, I'd like to save those. Let me do something here. And I tap the three dots on the right-hand side of the bottom, and I say, add to album. Well, wait a minute, you didn't create an album yet. Well, guess what? I tap add to album, and then I hit the plus sign, and I'm just going to name the album IFLY. And I tap create. So now if I go back to my albums, there's iFly, and I've got 16 pictures in there.
You called it ugly?
Oh, I called it, I don't know how it got that name. Oh, I know what it did. I typed in iFly and it said, oh, you wanted to type ugly. Now I don't even know if I can change that. Can I change that? Edit title. And I'll go back. IFLY.
Leave a space between after the I. That might do it.
No, that's the way it's supposed to be spelled. And I got it right this time. Okay. They give you a certificate and all kinds of things there. So, okay.
Yep.
So, Bill?
Yes, sir.
On mine, if I'm looking for the maps or the trips, trips.
Yeah.
I'm looking I went to trips, okay? And then I clicked on the Rwanda trip, but it's only got 2 pictures there. So I took, many, many pictures there, more than just 2. But all I've got on my iPhone is 2 pictures. Why is that?
Good question.
You mean he created an album called Rwanda and it only has 2 pictures?
No, I didn't do that. The phone did that.
Yeah.
Do you have those other pictures still on your phone?
They're not on my phone. Ordinarily, no.
See, it can only collect. That's a good point, Jim. I'm glad you mentioned it. When you create an album, it's taking the address of that picture on your phone and placing it in the album. It does not duplicate the picture. So if you delete you can delete the picture from the album, but if you delete the picture from your phone, it deletes it from all the albums you put it in. So if Jim doesn't have pictures of Rwanda on his phone any longer, and I can understand why, they won't show up in any album.
But if you've taken the pictures through iCloud and they're shared both on your iPad and your iPhone.
And you haven't deleted it.
Yeah, they should still be there.
If you delete it from one device, it deletes it from all devices.
Yeah.
But the pictures from trips, they weren't made by me. I mean,
that's right, but they're an album, Jim. And all that's in that trips album is the address where the picture is on your phone.
Is there a maximum number of photos? I mean, on a trip, you can take 600, 700 pictures.
They'll all be there.
All in one album. Okay.
Well, they're not in the album, remember. Only the 600 addresses where those pictures are on your phone. Okay.
No, you lost me. A trip. My
trip
Trans-Siberian train trip.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Any album does not have any pictures in it at all. The only thing you see them because when you click on the album, it uses the address, and this is the iPhone address, not the global address. It uses the iPhone address of where the picture is in your recent pictures.
But if you click on it with that little blue check mark, would that not include it in the album?
No. The only thing it has in the album is the address of the picture.
But on a trip, when you go across the
It's a
continent,
no, it's a pointer. Let me put it that way. It's a pointer to where the picture is on your phone. If you created 15 albums which had the same picture in it, it would not be occupy the space of 15 pictures. You only have one picture on your phone, and all those albums point to where that picture is.
Bill, where is it that how do I find the section where the iPhone has created categories for me? It's decided to put pictures together in someplace.
Well, this is what we're looking at. Recent days and trips.
Yeah,
and there it's saying it's taken and collected all the pictures of videos, selfies, live photos, etc.
So where are the recent days?
Recent days are I know where you're going. I don't know if you have recent days. It should be right under the library at the top. We're again talking about your iPhone, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so how do I recent days?
Are you looking at all your pictures?
Well, yes, and it starts with, at the bottom, it says media type, video, media type, utilities.
Right. Scroll back up. Should be trips, pin collections, people and pets, albums, recent days should be there. If you have
I've got 25,000, so it takes me a while to scroll up.
Oh, whoa. Why you're looking at your photos? Tap the X at the bottom.
All right.
Right, tap the X.
Mm-hmm.
Now you should be at you should look like mine when you tap the X.
I'm getting the media types and utilities.
You don't have recent days and all that?
I thought I have it somewhere, I think, but I don't know. I'm having trouble getting there.
So you have something that looks like media types, like it's on my screen right now?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Now, if you scroll, pull it down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have memories, pin collections, or do you go directly to your list of photos?
I go directly to the photos.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. Yes, I was going to say specialize in things that are odd.
I understand.
No, I don't see an X. I mean, I have recent days. I have all the categories, but I don't see an X.
Well, watch my screen. Watch my screen. I scroll down on my pictures, and as I get down to the bottom, it comes up and puts an X in the bottom, and it says years, months, and day, and all. Is that what happened to you?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Now you have the X. Since I'm there, look at my screen for a minute. Since I'm there, if you tap on years, it just shows you a folder with all your years in it. And you can scroll down to year 2000, tap that, and there I have May 2000. So I have not very many pictures in those years. There I have 12 in 2007, 20, well, there's in October, 4 November, So it tells me how many pictures are in each month there. And if I tap November of 2020, 2008, it shows me those particular pictures.
Bill, I have a question on albums. What if you put the wrong pictures in the wrong albums and you want to get them out? You don't want to trash them or anything. You just want to move them out of there.
Oh, let me go back to the question is, oh, I created that album, Bill. Now, wait a minute. I didn't create it yet for you guys. Well, I got to create one for you with you. All right. So let me do that. Okay. I'm looking at all my pictures again. And let me create an album of Sandhill Cranes. So I tap if I'm gonna do something that you guys are gonna be this is pretty good. See the little magnifying glass?
Yes.
If you tap the magnifying glass, it opens up a search bar. And let's say I'm looking for pictures of the moon, MOON. And I tap search, and it shows me all the pictures I have of the moon. Or what it thinks is the moon. Doesn't always get it right. Okay?
Bill,
Yeah.
are only pictures taken on the iPhone present?
If you have not removed them.
But what if I have photos from, there's a place that says photos from my Mac. Now, I don't have a Mac, but I have a Windows computer, and I have transferred some photos from that to my iPhone. But it identifies them as from my Mac. Are those included in all these maps and pins and stuff? Or is that
If they have the metadata on them.
if they have the metadata on them?
Can you make an album of just one person, like by face X?
We're gonna get there. That's a really cool feature. But let me create an album here on our own.
Okay, so we're on the iPhone, how to create an album, yes?
That's correct.
Okay.
You want to do it on the iPad? It's very similar. So I'm going to select some pictures, and I'm going to get some pictures of birds. Here's that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, so I selected 6, 8, 10 pictures there. I tap the 3 dots. I tap add to album.
Whoa.
Whoops. And then I hit the plus sign. I don't want to put it in an existing album. I want to put it in a new album. So I hit the plus sign and I type what I want to call it. And then I tap create. So I'd like you guys to make an album on your own now. Okay.
You went through that a little too fast.
Okay.
Can you do it again, please?
Sure. I'm going to select, I'm looking at all my pictures, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to select, I tap select. And now I select the pictures I'd like.
Yep.
and then I tap the three dots. The lower right, three dots. And then I tap Add to Album. And it comes up with all the albums I have in case I wanted to put it in one of those albums. In this case, I do not. I want to create a new one.
Okay.
So I hit the plus sign.
Don't worry about it. Just, I know you're not coming tomorrow. Yeah.
So then I type in,
Okay, fine.
then I type in, let's say Christmas. That's what these are. And I tap Create. And I should have an album now called Christmas in here somewhere. There it is.
Does it select and add other Christmas pictures to your album, or is it only what you put there?
No, it doesn't gather up other Christmas pictures. No, not automatically. If I wanted to put more pictures in there, I would go back and select. And let me get some that I took. I took that one, right? I tap that one and say that one picture, and I want to add that to the Christmas album I created a little while ago. So I tap select, I tap the picture I wanted to add to it, and then I tap the little dots. And then I can either add to Christmas or I can tap add to album, and then I could tap Christmas. And it would automatically put that picture in it. So if we go down here to the Christmas albums, here's the picture we took. Okay?
Is there any way to select, say, Christmas and all of select Christmas and then all of the albums, all of the pictures come up with Christmas and put them in the album at one point?
Okay. Yes, you would do the same way. You have a Christmas album, you go to select. Is that me making that sound?
Yeah, your memories. It went into memories, I think.
Okay. If I wanted to add more pictures to that album, I'd repeat the process, select. I'd select all the pictures I want to put in that album. I'd hit the three dots, add to album. Oops, I just added those to Christmas. Select. Hit the three dots, add to an album, and then I can put those pictures in an album as well. Any one of the albums I have or a new one.
So Bill, I just learned that in order for this to work, the photos need to be labeled. So if I don't have the photos already labeled with names, I can't put together an album of those people.
Oh, you're talking about people now. Hold on, you're getting ahead of me.
Well, I used that, but I also used bananas, and I have a lot of bananas. That didn't work. But when I put in trees, it included bananas and a whole lot of other trees, like lots of trees.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that, you know, if my pictures aren't identified, like my banana trees aren't identified as bananas.
No, you don't need to have them identified, but you can identify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not recognizing bananas, and I have hundreds of banana trees. I mean, hundreds of pictures. I have a grove that I watch the flowers, and I keep taking pictures.
Well, it doesn't. You're asking it to sort on bananas, is what I think you're saying.
Just to identify them.
Right, and it can't identify a fruit yet.
Okay.
Now it can identify waterfalls. It can identify trees.
Okay.
It might even identify maple trees. But I don't think they've gotten good enough to have bananas.
Okay, thank you.
it will identify dogs. And you can name a dog and it will identify that type of dog. Okay? But we're going to get to that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. You see down here where it says people and pets?
Yep. Yes.
What I have done, and I'll show you how I got to there. I tap on that, and I've identified all these various people, right? Including a dog, right? And whenever I take a picture of that person and it finds, well, let me put it this way, I identified one of them as, there's Ann Ross, for example. And every time I take a picture of Ann Ross, it will add it to that album. And again, I'll repeat, it does not add the picture to the album. It identifies the location that picture is in the album. The point of all that, and let me go back one more thing about deleting pictures. If I open up the Christmas album here and I select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I select 10 pictures in that album, and now I'm going to hit the garbage can. And it says remove from album, does not remove it from your device. If I hit delete, it would delete it from my device and all other albums, including this one, where the picture is located.
And that's why the button is red.
Exactly. So I hit remove from album, and now those pictures are no longer in that album.
That's good.
So we've learned how to create an album. We've learned how to delete an album, and we've learned that albums don't really contain the picture. And when you get that concept in your mind, you can delete it from the album and it's still on your phone. But if you delete it from your library, they're gone forever. It deletes it from your phone, the iCloud, and any other device that it's on. All right.
If you have Google Photos, I do not believe it deletes it from Google Photos.
That's correct. But if you delete it from Google Photos, it'll delete it back the other way. I think. It used to do that anyway. I didn't want to get there, Sharon, but okay.
Bill, I hate to ask you again, somehow or another, every time I go back to home, I go in photos and I can't find your recent days, albums, people, and pets. I end up with the media types, utilities.
No, but you have to scroll up now.
But nothing comes in the bottom. It just says there's customize and reorder in the bottom.
Not the bottom. Scroll the other way.
I get all these photos and nothing. Am I getting the top of the photos? Is that what I'm trying to find?
I don't know.
Well, I still can't figure out how to get to where your recent days and albums.
Okay, you're telling me you're looking at this screen right now?
Yes.
On media types?
Yes.
And if you're going to pull the screen down.
Okay.
Keep pulling it down.
I'm just getting all of my photos without any
Correct.
labels.
You got all your photos now.
Right.
If you go down to all your photos, tap the X at the bottom. Now what's it show?
Okay, I now got back to my main page, so I don't. Okay, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I
Okay.
just
I'm not
can't
sure where
get,
you are.
can't get to where,
Okay, let's go to a picture which has a person's face on it. And I gotta find, oh, that's a good one. So here's a picture I have of all these interesting looking folks here. And what you can do is if you put your finger on the picture and pull up a little bit, come on. If you look at my screen, I put my picture on the picture, put my finger on the picture, and I pulled up a little bit, and you see down here at the bottom these little circles. Everybody see those?
Yes.
If you have a picture with faces on it and you pull it up like that, it says you have these faces on your screen right now. Okay?
Bill, I get to a picture, but I don't see any of whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I'll have to ask you later.
Okay, I have a
When I
picture.
pull up, it says copy, add sticker, and share.
No, no.
Wrong way. I pulled it up
Yeah,
from the.
no, you pushed it first. You have to pull it up a little bit.
My screen moved up.
Pull up a little bit, just like I did on that one. Oh, you can't see it now. I got to go back. Oh, you can't see me doing it. What I'm doing is I'm putting my finger right here and just pushing it toward the top of the phone. If I do it on the
I
iPad,
don't get that either.
Yeah, the whole screen moves up. The whole.
that's right. You're not.
Not being successful on this one.
I got you.
Ooh.
Ooh, just worked, didn't it?
Well, no, by hook and by crook, part B, I did something else.
Let me get up here to where I have these strange looking guys.
I've got a line highlighting the outline of the two figures moving around.
That's we're going to talk about that later.
I have that too.
Bill, I've got
Okay.
Bill.
Wait a minute. Let me get to the right place here.
All right.
Okay. Now, what are you talking? Go ahead.
Bill, I've got several pictures of several group pictures. There are 5 of us, and it's only identifying the same 4 of us. There's one person that it does not identify in any of them. There's no, little picture on the bottom of that one person.
Oh, really? So it doesn't even. So it doesn't even recognize that as a face. Now, what I'm doing, let's say on the iPad here. By the way, if you. So Diane, what's happened is it doesn't. Apple hasn't even figured out there's a face there.
But I mean, he's outlined. Just like the others.
I don't know what you mean by outlined.
Well, the white outline goes around each one of us. As much as the picture shows.
I understand, but it hasn't been able to figure out that that is a face.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that bizarre? And I'm sure I have pictures of him,
And I understand.
that where he's identified.
I understand.
That is so bizarre.
Could you go over identifying a face again, how it works in a group?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Okay, here's my iPad. If I put my finger here and hold it and pull up, it does that.
You're sideways.
I put my finger here and pull up, it does that. And
It's the
over here at the bottom, those faces show up.
I don't have
sideways.
I don't have an iPad, so I was asking about the
That's
phone.
okay. It works the same on your iPhone. I'm just using my camera.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
If I put my finger on it and it occupies the full screen, still works. If I put my finger on the guys and pull up, see what it does?
Uh-huh.
I don't want to do that. I put my finger on, and then it says copy, etc. I don't want to do that. I put my finger right here and hold it, and then I can make a sticker of that. But I'm not going to get into stickers right now. I want to get into being able to identify faces. I'm putting my finger not on any one of the people, and I'm pulling up on the picture. And then I let go, and it shows down here at the bottom, those icons. You should be able to do that.
Why do you have it turned sideways?
It doesn't
It's just
work.
because it's an iPad. Don't worry about the sideways thing. I'm taking a picture of my iPad right now, so you can see me doing it.
Bill,
I think that's your iPhone.
Do you have to have
You're right, Jim. Jim, it's my iPhone. I'm using the camera on my iPhone to take a picture of my iPad.
Okay.
Do you have to have
If you
one
want me to
person
do it this way, I
identified?
can. I'll do it this way. And I put my finger here and I pull up. Okay? Put my finger here and pull up.
I'm not
You
getting
should.
No, I'm not getting the squares around the people's heads.
That's okay. Don't worry about don't worry about the squares. Just worry about being able to get
The
to
circles.
show up. The circles here at the bottom.
I'm not getting any of that.
Bill, do you have to have one identified maybe? Because like there's 7 in this
No,
picture.
that's the point. That's the
And I'm
point.
the
You
only
don't
one identified. That's it.
hold on. Let me show you something. Okay, now I have those names down here. And I wish I'd get more into focus, but it won't focus. Some of them have X's on them. Some of them have a picture of the person on it. Others have initials. The ones that have question marks on them, I have not identified as people I recognize. If I tap on one, it has I can name that person. And that's what it's all about. That's what I wanted to get to, being able to name a particular person so that your iPhone will go find all the other pictures that have that face in it. Okay? Now, are some of you still having problems getting to show up the little circles at the bottom? And they are
Correct.
pretty small. They are pretty small on your phone.
I don't have anything.
I'm still having problems.
That's interesting.
I can get it on my iPhone, but not on my iPad, and they're both the same operating system, the latest.
I understand. I understand. I'm doing it on my iPad and it works the same way.
Yeah, mine doesn't. I mean, I'm doing the same thing.
Okay, something's not
Yeah,
I have
something.
several pictures of the same group of people. And
Yeah.
in some of them, it's recognizing 4 of the 5, and some of them, it's only recognizing 2 of the 5. And when I say recognizing, it's only having the 2 little circles on the bottom.
I understand.
And I don't
It's
know why.
all, well, I'm worried about getting the circles to start with.
Yeah, well,
If the
that's
circle, hold on, if the circles don't have the faces recognized, then that's a different problem with the picture. Okay?
circles. I am in some pictures, but not in others. And the pictures are
I
all
understand. It's not able to identify the faces.
yeah.
Okay?
I
So
tried
let,
another a
let
photo
me
of the same.
let me follow through. If you're having problems, I don't know what to tell you because you should be able to get that, whether it's the iPhone or the iPad.
Would it make a difference? Well, no, they're both the same photo. I was going to ask about live photos because this is a live photo I'm working with that came from someone else.
I wouldn't use a live photo to do this.
Okay.
So I pull up and I'm going to rename this guy. And I'm going to call him Greg. Name the person. Greg space L. That's Greg L. Done. Now what happens is Greg L has been added to my people and places down here. So where are they? Here's all the people I have done this with. You'll notice I've done it for myself, my wife, etc. And clear at the bottom here, there ought to be Greg L. See Greg L? And now my phone or my iPad is going through and finding any other picture that matches Greg L. I think there's only 1 or 2 in there. And if I tap it, it's only showing 1 right now. There's actually 2, but it will find the other one. Okay?
My problem when I do that, I get a different screen on the bottom. It wants me to add a caption. It tells me when it was taken with what camera and gives me the map.
When you do just a minute. Oh, somebody turn off your thing, okay? Get back to photos. If you're saying you get the info screen, is that what you're telling me, Sharon?
Yes, that's what I get.
Okay. But you don't get the little dots at the bottom?
No, I don't.
And I don't know why. Okay. I put my finger on the picture and pull up a little bit, and I should get both on the iPad, that screen and the dots down there at the bottom. Once you have those faces identified, and I tap on, let's call it I tap on Greg, here's every picture of the thousands of pictures I have that have his face in them. I have a lot of pictures of this one, right? So here's all the pictures I have of her. Right? With her face in them. point of doing all this is it organized my pictures by that person. Now, some of you are still having trouble doing the people thing. You're just gonna have to practice it till you finally get it to work. It's the only thing I can think of.
Bill, at the end of the chat, I put two different pictures of the same topic, which was boxing. The second one has little tiny photos there. Does that mean that I've done something right?
I'm not sure. The little tiny circles
No, little tiny photos. It's the second picture had little tiny photos at the bottom.
with circles in them,
No, I
in
don't
circles.
No, I put it in the chat, so you can just take a look if you want.
Okay, let me take a look. Ooh, how do I get to chat here? Come on. I don't know how to get to chat while I'm talking to you without stopping the screen share.
Okay, all right.
I'll look at it later.
To be continued.
Yeah.
So
All
you have
right.
an album of all the people, one picture of one person, all those people in one album.
No, I don't know a way to do that. That you would have to create on your own. That would be a lot, right? Now you can use the search bar. I'm looking at all my photos now. And I'll switch back to my phone. And I tap the magnifying glass and I type in water, FALLS, and I do a search. And it comes up with all the pictures of waterfalls that I have. Okay. Let me try birds, see if it picks up the eagles. Right? Select, oops, I'm sorry. Yep. So there's all the pictures I have of eagles. I can look for dogs, DOGS. And here's all the pictures I have of dogs. And this is going to be a refresher. If I tap this picture and I pull up on it a little bit, not the dog itself, but right off the picture of the dog, look what happens down here in the right-hand corner. I have the little circle and I can actually name that dog.
What did you do again, please?
I'm sorry, say again,
What did
Kathleen.
you do again, please? I'm really having problems with this.
Okay. Let me go here. And we're going to do it on my iPad so I can actually show you everything that's happening. Okay. So if I do a search, whoops, done. If I do a search and I type in the word DOG, no, I didn't get it. Got the wrong keyboard. Thank you. Right again. Search DOG, enter. Here's all the pictures I have of dogs. And let me pick this one, right? And now I'm going to put my thumb right here and pull up like so. And down here in the corner shows up the little circle. Over here, I get the metadata for it, but right down here is the little circle. I tap the little circle and I say Fido. Fido. Done. Now, Fido is named in my pets. In my pets. Go back. And done. And down here, whoops, let me get out of this. People and pets, and Fido's there at the bottom. And if I have more pictures of Fido, it would find them. Okay.
There's no circle in my photo, so. But
I don't
anyway, go
understand why
ahead.
you're.
I don't know.
I don't know why you're not finding that.
Me neither, but I will check. I'll keep trying after the session, but thank you.
Uh-huh. Mm. I want to get out of here. If you scroll down a little further, there's something called videos, selfies, live photos, and portraits. If you click on any one of or tap on any one of those, you'll get all the videos you have on your device, all the selfies you have on your device, all the live photo, and all the portraits you have on your device. Now there is one there that we haven't talked about, and that's called Hit Favorites. You can create a album that has favorites in it. So let me open a picture back here. Go up, and we'll look at our There's a picture we took from Escapology, and I want to create a favorite out of that. I think I tap the dots. I add to albums, and I should be able to add it to my favorites album. But hold on a minute. I'm going to have to do it a different way. Cancel that. Come on. Oh, Sharon, you got to help me here. How do I add it to a favorite?
Just press the
Just press what?
the heart.
Oh, I'm sorry. You press the heart on your screen. I got to show that to you. So if you go into your photos and you want to make one of them a favorite, and let me make this one a favorite. At the bottom of the screen here, whoops, at the bottom of the screen, there's a heart. Thank you, Diane. And if I press the heart, that one becomes one of my favorites, and it's automatically put in the favorites album. Okay. Okay. So I don't suggest you use that a whole lot, else you'll just have a great big album of favorites. Any questions on any of that?
Bill, you said the to create an album was in the iPhone. Is there something really different if you did it on your iPad?
Exactly the same.
Okay. Can I ask if your photos are sort of up in the iCloud? I see I have a different number of photos on my iPad versus on my iPhone. Why is there a difference?
That's a good. I have a slightly different number as well.
Yeah, it's by 26 on mine. I don't have 4,000 like you. I only have 1,000 something, but it's not the same number. In theory, they should be the same photos.
I know, and I can't seem to figure out why
Okay.
that has.
All right.
Let me see if I have the same number on both of mine. Where's the total?
I don't see a number on that.
I don't see a number on the iPad.
No, I see it on your.
I have 54. Oh, mine's the same on both now. It didn't used to be. And I'm not sure why that happens.
Okay.
But you're right. They should be the same. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Anything else that's important here?
Bill,
Yes. Go ahead, Jim.
are the ones from my Mac included in the library?
If you have them in the iCloud and on your Mac.
If they're in the iCloud from my Mac, they're
Right. And I'm not real familiar with the Mac. I have played with it some. If not all, most all should be in there, but I think there's a way to end up with the photos in your photos library on the Mac. They should all be in the iCloud. If you have them somewhere else on your Mac, they may not show up there.
Well, in my case, it says from my Mac, but it's really from my Windows computer.
Okay.
And it's not in the iCloud, for sure.
You're looking at Google Photos?
No. I use OneDrive for my photos mainly.
Okay. And not all of those are in the iCloud. Probably.
So they won't be in the library unless they're in the iCloud, is that correct?
They won't be on your devices unless they're in the iCloud. That's correct.
Okay.
Unless you put one, would you say that your photos are on OneDrive?
Yes.
I think there's a way to add OneDrive to your iPhone or iPad so you can access those pictures on your iPhone or iPad.
I can do that already. There's no problem with that.
Okay, so you should be able to see all your pictures that are in OneDrive on your Apple device. For example, this is just by the way, and for the more experienced folks out there, I recommend you put your photos not only in the iCloud, but put them in something like Google Photos, like Sharon has done. And I'm set up so if I take a picture on my iPhone, it automatically puts it in both the iCloud and the Google Cloud. So if I go to Google Photos, here's all my pictures in the Google Photos. Okay. Here's the one I took last week in class. Here's the Christmas pictures we were looking at.
It's just showing the logo, the Google logo.
Oh, shoot. Let me do it. Let me do it this way. Okay. So the iPhone is now showing the pictures from my iPad. But here's my Google Photos, right? There's the pictures I took last week. Here's the pictures I took over Christmas. Okay.
Where can you get instructions on how to get all your photos from the iCloud or the cloud onto Google Photos?
All you need to do is put the Google Photos app on your iPhone or iPad. And it'll take it from there. There may be a thing that says, do you want to allow Google Photos to access your Apple Photos library? And you say yes, and it will automatically do it.
Thank you.
So Bill, if we have an external backup disk on the desktop, that would be also the insurance that you could always access lost pictures in the cloud, correct?
Say that again. If you have,
Well, my photos are all the photos I have on my iPad and my iPhone, I put on my Mac, and I have an external disk to back up the Mac.
okay.
So to me, that's enough backup to be able to access.
I know. Is it a synchronized or is it a backup?
I believe it's synchronized with Time Machine.
I mean, is the reason I'm using that, many people think that they have an external drive and let's say they put data out there, they put all their documents out there. And then you would say, I want to synchronize it with my computer. Well, synchronize means if you delete it from your computer, it will delete it from the external drive as well.
Oh, that's a good question. It shows me the backup regularly if I just click on it, and it shows me what it's recording. So
I know, but I would delete one on your computer that you don't really need, and then see if it gets deleted on the drive as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Excuse me, sorry. What causes duplicate pictures? I have like 1,600 of them.
I don't know. Let's go to duplicate pictures. You're looking at photos right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And duplicates.
1900 I have. It does say that there's this little merge thing. It's going to take me a while, but it does say that it will save the best photo of the two.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Like here, I've got one, and I'm not sure how I ended up with. You can see the size of it on the screen. It's 370 versus 1.3 megabytes. So this is obviously the better picture. And if I click on merge,
See, it does say it keeps the best one.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Why do they describe them as exact copies when they have different pixels?
I did not. That's one I didn't. Good question. I don't understand how that happened. So if I tap select, select all, can I merge them all at once? Yeah, merge 5. Okay.
The first one you did with the different pixels, which one did it save? Can you check on that?
I've got to
I think
find
it
it.
was your
Oh, let me go into her. Let me see if I go
daughter-in-law.
into favorites. Did I have her in favorites? I'll go to peoples and places. I'll tap on her. And there's the one.
Where is it? Oh, that one. Yeah, okay.
Which one did it get? Whoops. I wish I had more data there. Oh, I can't tell what the megapixel is for that one.
So when it says merge, does it really put them together or pick the one that's the best?
I've merged all mine now, so I don't know. uh, Sharon, I think you said it picked the best.
I did. It says when you click merge, you get a pop-up and it says the selected items appear to be the same, but may have unique resolutions, file formats, or other significant slight differences. Merging will keep one version of the duplicates that combines the highest quality and relevant data and move the rest to recently deleted.
So if I go to recently deleted, I can get that picture back and we can see that again.
That looks like the one that was saved. Exactly.
I know. They were the same.
Okay.
Where's duplicates? Yeah. I don't see duplicates there right now. Let me oh. Oh, it hasn't recognized those as duplicates yet. Yeah, I don't have any duplicates to play with, so I can't help with that one right now. Okay. There we go. And if I say merge, it comes up with the text and tells you how it's going to merge them. And why one of my pictures says, oh, you're not seeing it on the screen. Why one of my pictures says 65K and the other one says 66, I don't know. Okay. Few things to ponder. Few things to ponder. What if my dog only brings back the ball because he thinks I like throwing it? If poison is past its expiration date, is it more poisonous or less poisonous? Which letter is silent in the word scent? As in fragrance, the S or the C? Every time you clean something, you make something else dirty. Intentionally losing a game of rock, paper, scissors is just as hard as trying to win. Is your future self watching you right now through your memories? If you replace W with a T in what, where, and when, you'll get the answer to each of them. You thinking about that one?
No.
If you replace the W and with a T in what, you get that. When where, you get there. In when, you get then. How many animals need glasses and no one knows it? And last but not least, if you rip a hole in a net, there's actually fewer holes. Okay. This one's kind of cute. Little Tony, 9 years old, was staying with his grandmother for a few days. He'd been playing outside with the other kids for a while. When he came back into the house, he asked his grandma, "What's that called when two people sleep on the same room, one on top of the other?" His grandmother was taken back, but she decided to tell him the truth. It's called sexual intercourse. Darling. Little Tony said, okay, went back outside and played for a while. A few minutes later, he came back in and said angrily, "Grandma, it isn't called sexual intercourse. It's called bunk beds."
Oh.
And Johnny's mom wants to talk to you. Okay. Have a good week, everybody. What are we doing next week? Anybody know? Quickly?
Bill, I didn't get the video from last week. Did you send them?
I don't know if I've sent it yet. Did I send it to anybody?
No.
I don't remember.
I got a yes and a no there. I'll send it again.
Thank you.
Okay. All right,
What's the-
everyone.
And we don't know what.
Have a good week, Bill.
Thank you.
What's the
Clap.
subject?
Hold on a minute. I'll talk about next week. And next week we're going to be doing ooh. I haven't got it on this my oops, wrong calendar. Hold on. My response time is kind of slow here.
You can tell him what he says.
Come on, come on, come on. On the 18th, we will be talking about iCloud and files. So we're basically talking about files next week. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, bring your questions and we'll talk about those as well. Okay.
Bill, I left a bunch of questions in the chat for you, if that's
Okay.
okay. Thank you so much. If you have a
Uh-huh.
moment.
Take care, everybody.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Take
Thank
care.
you.
I could be there next week. I gotta do that other.
Mhm. Just, oops.
Are you reading Kathleen's messages?
No, I was getting the other people out of the meeting.
Oh. Yeah.
So you had trouble with the photos too.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I had a problem about halfway through. Yeah, funny notes. You should read my notes.
Oh.
Not good. Mostly question marks.
I just got notes from Kathleen. That was it.
Yeah, you just got, and she sent a